Alright guys, let's show you what's going on in the shop on this Tuesday. Mike's been working away I should say, on the 65 Chevelle. I'll tell you, nothing fits. I mean, it fits, but it don't fit. You got to get certain oil pans and certain bell housings and everything for the clutch. I mean, for the brakes and the slave cylinder and all that is, you can see down in there, you got the special fittings because it's super close to the steering. And yeah, he's made a bracket here for the electrical, he's mounting things. So he's doing mock-up here, pretty well mocking it all up, and then this will all be coming out of here probably in a couple days. And then it's off to Sean to work his magic under the hood to clean all this up and paint it nice satin black. Then it will come back here, and then Mike can put everything back in it, because everything he's got pre-fitted, right? So we'll get that all figured out. But yeah, it's coming along good. Factory crate motor right out of GM, 525 horsepower. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I guess she'll rock and roll now. Probably tear the diff right out of the son of a bitch. Be nothing left of it. Got the tranny for the shifter pretty much just lining up. Have to do a little bit of finagling around in here, but he's got it there. So everything's kind of working out. It's getting there slowly. Yeah, so and this truck, this cab is ready to go. It's going to be going up on the lift. Actually, we're going to be moving this car off the lift Thursday. Going to be putting this truck on the lift and getting it all cleaned up underneath, even though the rockers aren't on yet. Get it sprayed and then get it bolted to the frame, and then put the rockers and the doors on it, and then basically roll it over to Sean and let him work his magic on that one too. Yeah. And then I've been working on, we had a new project come in here. We got a 32 Ford from a friend of mine, Terry. You've seen it in the past in other videos. We're going to redo the body on it. Nothing too crazy. It's not like a frame off, but we're going to straighten it out a bit better. Redo it satin black, and you can see the outlines. He had a fella over here that's going to be doing flames on it after, airbrushing flames on it, old school, traditional style, right up onto the fenders you can see. So anyway, I got all the fenders off it today, bumpers off it, spreader bar off it, lights off it, doors off it, door panels off, tail lights off, tailgate out. I'm still working away on it here actually right now. I'm still taking more stuff off it. I'm going to leave the grill in it and the rad shell. That has to come off, but I'm going to leave it for now because the nice thing is with that being on there, I can drive the truck. I can actually move it around. So I still got to get the rear fenders off and everything, but it's getting there. Sure looks a little top heavy to me though. That sucker needs a good 3 inches taken out of it. But hey, it's still cool. Can't chop them all, right? I mean, it's never too late, but for where he wants to go with this truck right now, leave it alone. He drives this truck every day too. Like every day, I'm talking in the rain, everything. Actually, the other day he brought it out here to drop it off. It was snowing. Drove it in the snow. It is what it is. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going. You remember we had done the shifter on it. We did a bunch of stuff to it, little stuff. Anyway, it's coming apart slowly. Slowly but surely. Actually, not that slow. I mean, it'll be gutted by tomorrow. Sean's working away on this cab in here. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, and he's got the new there's the fenders for it. He's working away on them right there. That's the brand new book rail fenders for Terry's truck. And then he's got this truck here. All the bodywork is finished on the outside. He's getting ready to give it some primer. Nothing finer than a little primer. Get that all primed up. These Brookville fenders are sure nice. I mean, I think he had 2 little spots on one fender. Like that fender is just nice. And then I think on this fender he had 2 little spots. There's 2 little dents in it that he had to fix. Nothing major. And then the old Dodge pickup. Last week I welded rockers on it. The rocker panels were gone. We didn't know until we got down there and looked. But Sean's got it from the doors back. He's got it prepped in 400. And then after that, we just usually run the orbital around in 600. But yeah, I put all new rockers on. I posted some pictures on my Facebook page of the rockers going on it. And look it up there under Old Time Garage. You'll see it. So, did that. Jason will be happy. So this truck, actually, we're going to try and get this truck this week we're just going to leave it alone now. Next week we'll bring it in, do all the final prep on it, and then we'll grab her, we'll take her over to the booth and we'll get that sucker painted. So either get painted next week or definitely the week after, for sure. So, and then I was working on this one here, Frank's truck, little 65 Chev pickup, lining all the front end up. Now I'm going to warn you on these trucks. When you buy aftermarket rad support, aftermarket inner fenders, aftermarket outer fenders, I've done lots of these trucks, trust me. Tons of them, and I'm not saying I'm the man out there to say I'm the answer to everything on them. I'm just saying I've done lots of these trucks, and this aftermarket stuff here, this stuff just never fucking lines up. You always got an oblong, a hole out, or do something. It just seems that way to me. But these trucks were notorious for never lining up here, but I got it really good, really good. I'm happy with that. You know, I got a nice gap up in here. This is nice here. The door gap is beautiful, all the way down even. The door doesn't hit. So I got this side lined up, very happy. Now I'm going to finish off Terry's tomorrow, yanking that apart. And then if there's enough time tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to start on this side of this truck. If not, definitely Thursday I'll be on it. We'll see how much time Terry's takes, but I don't think Terry's will take too long. It's almost 5 o'clock now, and I'm out here till 6 tonight working with Sean. So putting some extra hours in because we're that busy. It may not look busy here, but every bay's got a car in it. And, well, except for that one because it's in the shop. And I've got 3 more jobs on the way. There's the old shoebox. We didn't give up on her. She's just waiting for Sean to do the first body work from the firewall back, if you remember. So I'm on schedule here. I'm on schedule with my own stuff. Oh, there's another thing I got to do. Got to do this week. I got to take this whole heater apart. This is for the Firebird. The heater core came in. So I'm going to take this all apart and clean it up. I'm not going to get too carried away. I'm not going to spend hours and hours on it. Just going to give it a quick little sand, tidy it up, shoot it with some nice satin black, put the new heater core in it, put it back in the car. You know, spend probably an hour there. Hour, maybe an hour and a half tops. You could spend a lot more. You could take it all in a million pieces and blast it and do this and prime it and do that. It's a heater box going under a dash. Gentleman doesn't want to get that carried away. But in the same token here, you would obviously clean this up while you got it out. Why wouldn't you? You'd spend at least an hour on it to tidy it up, right? Don't throw it back in looking like that. So, Malibu. Chevelle, Malibu. Yeah, some people get upset if you don't call it the right name. Yeah, they are what they are, right? And then we had this gentleman tow this in. You've seen this one in the past before. This old truck here. This 48 Ford that I did tons of work on. Anyway, last time we had rewired the whole thing from front to back. Well, he drives it around. He hauls like bark mulch and stuff in it. Not every day, but I don't know, maybe once a week for friends and neighbors. And because that dump box actually works and everything. Anyway, I guess he was out today, and you can see on the ground there what happened. Drive shaft. See that? See how that's this split broke right off there? Well, guess what? Drive shafts usually don't break off unless something seizes up underneath. Yeah. So it wasn't the tranny. It's the diff. Something's broken the diff, and who knows on a diff like this bloody thing. Oh, it's a weird one of those ones that's split housing diff, and I don't know. I don't know much about them. So I think honestly his option, I'm going to get some measurements under there. I'm going to get some measurements and see what kind of diff will fit under there from a newer vehicle. But to be honest with you, right now, this time of year, we're in the end of March. I've got 3 more jobs coming in. I'm jammed up. This is something I can't lift with my hoist because it's too high up for my hoist arms to get under it. And even if it did lift it, so you're going to lift it a foot. So it's more of a job you got to do laying on the ground. And it's just a big, heavy, pardon the language, but fucking job. So I'm going to see if I can get some measurements on a diff, figure something out for him, and I'm just going to say, hey, this is what you should do. And unfortunately, I'm too busy at the moment. I can't tackle it, which is the truth. Like I say, there are lots coming in here. I mean, you know, like, let's just, you know, like, there's still a couple I haven't put on the board. Like, all the green is what's here now, and the blue is what's coming. So I've just got too much on the go. It's wet and cold still outside. I mean, spring's is around the corner here, but that's something I'd end up having to do on the ground outside, rolling these big heavy things around, and not this time. No, I'm walking away from that one. Just walking away. If it was summertime, maybe if it was summertime. But right now, I honestly, the other thing is too, is I just don't have the room for it. I got other vehicles coming in, and I can't even push that fucking thing because it's so heavy and it's stuck on there. So, yeah, unfortunately for John, I'll try and steer him into the right direction and hook him up with somebody else. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. Hey, so anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for following. It's always a good time at old time, and I'm going to see you on Sunday Funday. I think and I hope.